I met a nurse who was explaining a problem they were having at the hospital. She explained that they were experiencing polymer infiltrates at several leading pediatric hospitals around the world. I thought that if I'm going to bring a new product to market, I'm not going to just bring an Armboard. I'm going to do it right.
Metaphase is the leading expert in ergonomic design. Primarily medical represents roughly 50 to 75% of our business. There's been a tremendous amount of research that has supported all aspects of the design of all of IV House's products. We'll look at the traditional Armboard. It's a piece of plywood that is taped to the arm. There is no human factor consideration whatsoever. And I would put that in a class with many medical products that it is the most primitive solution brought into a point of care situation. So when you look at the Ultra Splint, it addresses many of the fundamental needs that ignores. One of the challenges, and it's a big one, the safety challenge, is nicking a vein and having fluid really escape and start to deposit in the palmar side of the hand. And if you're on a regular arm split, you can't see that. So addressing the safety aspects, we have many quote-unquote windows in the splint that allow you to visualize key areas of the anatomy without having to remove the splint itself. But if you do need to remove the splint, it's easy off with the Velcro points of attachment. But equally important is the mapping the splint to fit the anatomy, as opposed to the traditional splint. You get the anatomy to fit the flat splint. It doesn't make any sense. So when you look at the surface topology of the IV splint, it's definitely not flat. It mimics the way that we are built, and it also places the hand and the wrist and the forearm in the ideal orientation to really facilitate good delivery of IV therapy. Then from the clinical standpoint, designing visual cues so that when it's seen for the first time out of the package, they know without a doubt, this is exactly how I use the product, and it's quick, I get it. Because in a hospital environment, there's no time for learning. The clinical evidence is in, these products really do increase dwell times and save money in the long term. So there is an economic benefit to using these types of products. So the user benefits, nurses who are handling these things benefit, and the hospital system benefits.